sorry for the late start. I had to create a holder for my phone because my lovely husband, and I'm not mad at him, this is just something that happened. He needed my tripod holder to do his Bible study. Oh, I think I need to adjust this slightly. Put it together too well. Let's see now. Just don't want it to fall. Hi, Kay. How are you? That might not work. I gotta do it this way. Legos. Lego. You know, I'm glad that I had children that didn't want me to get rid of their Legos. I think this will work. You're going to see part of it, and I apologize for that, but oh well. In this time of quarantine, we do what we can with what we got. Okay, so I'm doing crochet today, and the pattern I am going to use is one of mine and a friend's creation called the Round Scrubbie pattern. That's when I was part of a church. I'm no longer parts of churches. If you want a copy of this, I have it on my computer. If you private message me your email address, I'll email it to you, no problem. I just ask you don't sell the pattern. There's a lot of them out there that are very similar to this. So, anyway, this particular pattern that I'm going to show you is called a Round Scrubbie. I wish I had one to show you finished, but mine are currently in the wash because I use them. So you're going to need a skein of 100% cotton yarn like Lily Sugar and Cream. If you prefer acrylic, that's not a problem. It just has to be worsted weight. I'm using Lily Sugar and Cream. I wish I could remember the name of this color, but I have lost the ball band to most of my cotton yarns, so I just like the colors on this one. It looks really cute. You're also going to need something called Scrubbie yarn. I like the Red Heart brand. I know that there is something Hi, Dale. I cannot remember exactly, but there are others out there, and they are rayon. Let's see, I'm gonna double check here. No, this one's polyester. I've seen rayon too, but these are polyester, and they are also considered size 4. A medium. So I use Red Heart. Comes in a variety of different colors. You can get all kinds of fun little things going. There's blues and purples, and this is just what I have left over from all the scrubbies I've made. Now, to kind of show you a little bit of how they've changed over time, here's one of my original scrubbies. This was done with a size G, so it's a much smaller, tighter one than what I've done before. I've done like this. Crochet the loops so you can hang them, but to kind of give you a difference on the size, this one was made with an I, so you can see the difference in the size. I've also changed the border. This one just has a slip stitch border. Okay, this is just slip stitched around. This has something called a crab stitch. You can see it makes this nice little round border, and I've done that on this one as well. One thing that is the same, well, and then you can see here, actually it's a G, this is an H, this is an I. So they get bigger with each one. Okay, and this is that really pretty purpley greeny colored yarn, the way it kind of does this. Now you'll see that it looks, here's our usual, here is our usual what our backs of our yarn looks like, and then, but you can see I have these ridges because we're going to be crocheting in the front loops, which is not difficult to do, but it can be a little confusing at first. So you're going to need cotton yarn, worsted weight. Hi, Jay. You're going to need a scrubby yarn. I recommend Red Heart because I like it, but any kind of scrubby yarn that you prefer, use. And you're also going to need a locking stitch marker when you are doing this, because we're going to be doing this amigurumi style. We're doing basically we're doing a continuous spiral going all the way out. Now, one of the things that we're going to learn today is how to do a magic loop. Magic loop is used in a lot of crochet patterns. It's a lot easier to do than you'd think. So I take 2 fingers, put them together like this, and give yourself a decent sized tail, 4 to 6 inches. Okay, so this is the yarn that's attached to the ball. Okay, so it's your working yarn. So you're going to want to wrap it around your fingers like this. Okay, so you're making a cross. The tail goes over the top. Okay. And there are other tutorials out there where they show how to make a magic loop. If you are uncomfortable with a magic loop and you really have a difficult time doing a magic loop, you can also do chain 4 and slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook, just like, hi Wendy, just like when you were doing the granny square. You can also do that, okay? But the magic loop gives you, you can tighten up your loop right away. Okay, so you're going to slide your hook down under, and you're going to grab that working yarn, bring it up. Then you're going to grab the working yarn again and pull it between the 2. And then you're going to chain 1. Okay, so there's the tail going through this connection. I have great wireless connection, you stupid thing. All right, I'll show you one more time. So you're going to do this. Make sure you've got a decent sized tail. Okay, so you've got your X, and I like to hold it with my thumb. Pull your working yarn under the tail yarn, then go back over the tail yarn, grab your working yarn again, pull it between the 2. Give it a little snug just on this side, and then chain 1. Hello, Mindy. Okay, so that is a magic loop with a chain 1, and we're doing a chain 1 because we want that, because our build up for single crochets we're going to be doing around. This is all in single crochet. All right, we are going to slip our hook into the center of the loop. Now, one of the things I do is I hold both the tail and my circle here, because it's going to be a little loose and a little wonky feeling. So just hold that nice and snug. You're going to pull your yarn over like this, and you're going to make your first, well, I'm going to try to make my first single crochet. Okay, so it's going to look a little bit like that. Now, because we're doing this, like I said, amigurumi style, we want to know where our first one is. So put your locking stitch marker. We're going to be moving that stitch marker up every round. And there are a total of 5 rounds or more. Okay? So then we've done 1. We needed a total of 9. So you're going to 9 more of these. So there's a total of 10 stitches. Okay? So do 1 and 2, 3, 4. Hi, Brenny. 5. Oh, there we go. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so now let's double check our numbers here. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We did the amount we need, okay? But, you know, obviously we're not over here to get our thing. So then do this gently. Don't tug too hard. Don't yank, because that might ruin some things. Grab your tail, kind of hold here a little loosely, tug. And there you have just a small hole. And again, when you weave in the ends, you'll be able to kind of hide that hole a little bit more. You'll be able to tug it in tight. But now we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitches. That is round 1 done. Now we want to take our stitch marker out. This round 2, or excuse me, that's the beginning round. I have round 1. We're going to be working in the front loop only. I'm going to show you, and we're going to be doing 2 stitches. Oh, there's my dryer. We're going to be doing 2 stitches in each stitch here. We're going to be basically going from 10 stitches to 20. So, take your stitch marker out. Now I want you to look here. We have the loop that's facing you here. This one is the front loop. This is the back loop. Okay? So when I say crochet in the front loop only, I mean go into the front loop only. See? Just as you would do a regular stitch. Now because I tend to, even after all this time, lose where my first stitch is, mark that stitch right away. That way you will always know where your beginning of the round is. Okay, but now I need to do a second stitch in that same front loop. Okay. So there we have, hi Amanda. There we have 1, 2 stitches in that front loop. And we're going to be doing that all the way around. Okay? So once again, front loop only. So don't go into the whole stitch. Okay? Front loop only. One, and do that again, 2. We're going to do that all the stitches around. All the stitches around, we're going to be going front loop only. And the reason is when we get the front done, we need something to attach our scrubby yarn to on the bottom or in the back. And actually, let's see, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4. When I finish this particular round, that was my dryer, which means I think one of my finished scrubbies is dry. This is a fun, easy pattern. When you get comfortable with it, you can like crank these out. I used to sell them at church sales and stuff. I did a whole set for a lady one time, plus a couple of washcloths. I really didn't charge enough for that, but that was way back before I understood that how much our crafts are worth because of our time. We don't seem to, those of us who are crafters, even hobbyists, we don't seem to value our time the way we should when it comes to doing our art. And, you know, if you're going to make something to sell, don't forget to make sure you include your time in that, because your time is valuable. Don't let the Walmart mentality get you down. I hear something outside. I wonder if it's my flag. Or it could be the kids next door playing. They've got 3 beautiful little girls. Hi, Doo. So nice to see everybody, so to speak. You know, social isolating will well, we're not socially isolating, we are physically isolating. And it can be a little disconcerting, but it's good to at least try. I think what I'm going to try to do with these live streams is I'm going to try to download them all and put them up on YouTube, and I'll put a link up too, so you don't always have to be on Facebook and try to find them on my page or something. I have a YouTube channel on my Mistress of the Knit. I don't think I have anything up right now, but because I don't have 1,000 subscribers, can't exactly do that. Okay, so we are almost to the end. Here's our last one. And let's do a quick count, because we should have 20 stitches. So we have, and it should be 2 per stitch. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, bonus 20. All right. You can already see in the back, here's our back loops. Give me just a second. I'm going to go get one of my finished scrubbies so you can see it. Appreciate your patience while I go and dig through my clean laundry. All right, so a finished one, and this is, I just got out of the dryer. You can also put these in the dishwasher. You just have to let them hang dry. So if you want to do that, you can. So this is one that I did before we moved here. And this is what, it's very stained. I use it on a lot of things. So this is all grease and stuff. So this is what the backside looks like. And I like to put a little, I mean, you can use them for washing. You can use them on everything from stainless steel to china. And they are really pretty good at getting off most things. Obviously with stainless steel, sometimes you need something rougher like the scrubbers. But this is something that I have used on everything, and it's wonderful. And they wear really well. I had one I used for about 3 years before it finally died. And by died, I mean it got holes in it and it got gross. One thing I will say about the cotton yarn and soap, I found that Dawn Blue, the blue one, Dawn, can make this slimy. So you have to wash it after every use. Otherwise, the yarn, the cotton gets slimy. I haven't found another one that it does with. I like Blue Dawn, but for some reason, Blue Dawn makes the cotton slimy, and I don't know why. But you can kind of see how this goes on. Okay, and real quick, we'll get back to this in just a second. If you're following along with the washcloth I was making yesterday and knitting, and yes, it's stained. This is what it ends up looking like. This is the back side. So it's really, and the cotton doesn't have a ton of give, but it works out really well, and it's pretty, and I love it. All right, back to the Scrubbie. Why does my phone keep migrating? Probably because I have it plugged in, because if I don't have it plugged in, it will shut off randomly when I'm doing video. All right, so that was round 1. Round 2, continue in the front loop only. And we're going to do 1 stitch, and then in the next one we're going to do 2 stitches. So we're doing an increase that way. So get back into take out your thing, front loop only, In this case, it's the purple. And you're just going to do a single crochet. You're not going to do two, you're only doing one. So mark that stitch so you know where you started. Some people don't need that, I do. All right, so now we're going to do two in the front loop only of this one. 1, 2. Now in this next stitch, just do a single crochet in the front loop only. And then in the next one, we're going to do 2 stitches in the front loop. And this repeats around. Sometimes you might forget where you are. Just go back and count how many you got. A single stitch here, 1, 2 there. Single stitch here, 1, 2 there. Okay? In each round, we'll have a successive. Apparently, my mouth does not want to work today properly. You'll have each round will have more stitches in between the increase. So, for example, round 3 will have 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Don't forget you can use the point, jam her in there. Yarn will work. I hope everybody is doing well. We finally got some sunshine for a while, and then the sun went away again, so I was a little sad about that. Okay, so 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. And here's 1. Now the pattern that I wrote out is very explicit, as in it says 1 stitch, 1 stitch, 1 stitch, 1 stitch, 2 stitches in next stitch. So I'm probably not going to completely go around today on this. One, because all the talking I've been doing lately has really done a number on my throat. And 2, I can show you how to attach the scrubby at the end. Now, one of the things that you can do at the very end is you can, I do a border around mine called a crab stitch. You do not have to do a crab stitch around. A crab stitch is a little more advanced, and I would recommend just doing a single crochet around. And I'll show you what I mean here. I'm just going to do this. Okay, so we got 1, 1, 2. And it keeps going out of... It keeps saying I need a better setup, but I don't do this. I'm doing this now, but it's not something I do professionally. So it's not like I really need a fancy camera or light boxes or any of that stuff. I just want to show people a little something that I do. And hopefully that helps, help them through this time. It's kind of a scary time right now, and we just need to all stick together because we are Americans and we can do this. We are the world. We can do this. We are all in this together. Oh, it's Shelly. I recognize that picture. Shelly was my co-conspirator on making these because she said, hey, do you think we can make some kind of scrubby with the cotton yarn and this netting stuff? And I'm talking about the original scrubby stuff that they used that was like the tooling. Oh, that's okay. The net tooling that you could use for those, those big scrubbies your grandma may have had. And the thing is, they were such a pain in the keister to make. I ended up hurting my hands trying to crochet with them because it was so difficult, and I used a big hook and I still couldn't get it to work right. And it drove me nuts. All right, so we're going to pretend we're at the very end and we've got all our stitches. We've done our increases. What you're going to want to do, take out your end marker, and you're going to want to slip stitch. Actually, you're going to not want to slip stitch. I am taking that back. You're going to want to do a single crochet round. So go in both loops. No longer just the front loop. Go in the back. Go through the whole loop. Don't make any increases. Just single crochet around. And if you want to remember where your loop is, make sure you mark it. I remember it's this one. I always get kind of this weird diagonal and it doesn't look right. If you want it to be much more round, you really need to do that. How's the family doing, Miss Shelley? Are they all right? You can see how it kind of neatens up around the edge too. The modern scrubby that I do has a crocheted edge around without increase, and then I do a crab stitch. Oh, I'm really glad. I'm really glad. Sammy looked really cute in your face mask that you made, by the way. I hope I'm not going too fast so people understand what I'm doing, but it's always nice to see Wendy on here. It's nice to see everybody. It really is. I love seeing the little pop-up. So-and-so is watching. It's like, oh, yay! My friends actually are here. Yeah, I bet. Let me also reiterate, if you want a copy of this pattern, please just personal message me your email address and I will email it to you. I have it written out as if it were for beginners because I was teaching this to beginners at the former church. And so I have it really written out so it's very simple to do. And when you get a little more comfortable with it, you can make fancier edges and stuff. It's kind of a cute little, it's cute all by itself. All right. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to download these and then upload them to YouTube. I think that'll be easier for everyone involved if I do that. That way I can just put the link on my Facebook page. You can go to it. You can subscribe if you feel like it. I'm not looking for, a ton of viewership or anything like that. This is merely just to help people out and just to be, do that kind of thing. I don't have the time. Well, I probably do have the time, but I don't have the ability or the equipment to create a video and then edit it and then upload it. I just don't have that kind of technical know-how. Okay. Oh, well, good luck and, tell your family we love them and we'll talk to you soon, sweetie. All right. So our last stitch, like I said, let's just pretend this is as big as we want it to be. And you're going to go into the last stitch, single crochet. And then in this one, you're going to want to slip stitch. Bye. All right, we're going to slip stitch. If you remember what a slip stitch is, we're not creating any height with it. We're simply pulling the yarn through, right? Now I like a little loop so I can hang these for drying. You don't have to add the little loop. At this point, you could cut the yarn and just weave in the end. But I like a little loop, so I do 10 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you. They are, this yarn is pretty, for one. I have all these other colors. So you're going to want to take and slip stitch back in again. Okay. And then you'll want to cut your yarn. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to rewind this. Cut your yarn, and pull it all the way through. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this because I'm going to unwind this. So you'll have a little hangy hook. Okay? But now we want to make the scrubby part. So first thing you're going to want to do, pull this a little snug. See, you can get it actually pretty tight. And weave in this tail. I'm not going to weave in this tail because, again, I'm not keeping this for anything. You need to choose the color. You know, we could do a bright red. We could do this green. Do this crazy, I don't even know what color this is. Red heart, citrus. I'm going to use a little bit of this browny white color because why not? This is kind of what it looks like. And it's weird that it's considered a size 4, but that's what it's considered, as a size 4. So you're going to want to make... Hello, Christine. You're going to want to make, just like you usually do with your crocheting, you're going to want to make a slip knot. And this is a little funky and it might take a bit of getting used to. And you're going to do exactly like you usually do. You got your slip knot. Now you're going to want to find the beginning. You can pick one of these. And you're going to insert your hook into that loop. And you're going to, if I can get it to work, there we go. You're going to chain 1. It's going to take, this is fussy to work with. And I say fussy in that when you're trying to do it through a phone, it's weird. All right, and I went the wrong way in anyway. You want to be looking at the spiral so that it's going out like this. Okay. So I think that was just my yarn's way of telling me you're going in the wrong way. Okay. One other thing that you can do, because this is such a pain to weave in, so you don't have to weave in this one. Pull it around. Okay. So that you can crochet over it. So pull your yarn through, make a single crochet. Go to the next loop. Right. Grab your yarn. Make sure this is like this so you can crochet over it. This way you do not have to weave it in on this side, because let me tell you, when I first tried it with this stuff, while I love this yarn for its scrubbiness, for its for ease of use, it's much better than the old netting used to be. But I will tell you straight out, it is not fun to try to weave in, even with the big darning needle. So better to have only one end to weave in and not two. Pull it through. So you're basically, you are attaching this in that back loop. And you are crocheting, and it won't take as long as you think it does. And you'll do this all the way around. Obviously, my thing is in the way. You will not have yours in the way if you're doing this, because you will have woven that in like a good little spud. Okay. So once again, basically you're going at this backwards. Oh, did I not finish the loop on this one? I don't think I did. There we go. Back in that loop. Yarn over. Oh, no, my thing is not in the right way. There we go. Yarn over. Pull our loop through. Yarn over. Pull our loop through. Then when you get to the end, you just cut a little, you cut a bunch, cut about 4 to 6 inches pull it through all the way, right? Pull it through all the way to lock it off, and then just weave it back in through. And that is a scrubby. And it'll spiral around. And it makes a really nice, again, no, drop my water for the love of Pete. I'm having one of those days where I'm just, anyway. So this is, again, Nordic stains, but you can kind of see over time, it kind of all nets together, okay, with washing and stuff. And that extra crochet line around, one, it makes it more circular, but two, it gives you a little something for when you want to get in there and scrub in, right? And I have little hooks by my sink that I hang these on to dry. That's also a big thing. Let them dry. Cotton needs to dry. So thank you, Amanda. So that's what that is. So this is the scrubby pattern that I and my bestie Shelly came up with. It's a real simple one. You'll go through it quick. Your finished one, before you put any scrubby material on it, will look something like this. Or whatever colors do. Customize it to your kitchen. Make kitchenware. This is what this will look like with the end all. See, you can tell I was going to make something with this and I never got around to finishing it. But you can see that I wove in the end there. It's all woven in here so that I can start going in. And I would want to start with it going in this way. Okay? So kind of like the stitches are upside down, but you're going into that loop that we did not. It's going to look a little loose sometimes. You're going to be like, oh, is that going to be tight enough? But when you put that scrubby material on here, it will totally snug everything up, and it'll be very firm fabric. It will be very firm. And yeah, it's going to stick up through. It does. Also, cotton yarn tends to lose color in successive washes. It will fade. You can make yarn color fast. I might try to see if I can find, I used a tutorial for it and I wrote it down and now I can't find it. But it involves cold water, vinegar, letting it soak, giving it a good rinse and letting it dry, and supposedly that will color set the yarn. I haven't really noticed much difference, but, because I mean this color, this was this color. But this is a well-loved scrubby. This one like doesn't fade too bad. There was a rainbow one that they make that kind of fades pretty bad. But anyway, that is my crochet tutorial today. If you would like, again, please PM me. I will gladly send you this, no problem, the pattern, and you can practice with it in the privacy of your home. Ask me questions. It will all be good. And thank you very much for watching today. Thanks, Amanda. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And I think I'm going to take the rest of the week off, but I'll be back. Obviously, any questions, post them here. Send me a private message. Tell me I'm dumb. I don't care. I will answer any questions, and I will start Monday with another knitting one. And then I'm not sure what I'll do from there, but we'll play by ear and hopefully everybody's doing well. Thanks. Love you all. Bye-bye.